Hi, I'm Emma Donoghue, author of Learned by Heart, and I'm here at Queer Britain Museum in London's King's Cross. Here's a short extract from my new novel, Learned by Heart. This is the moment when Eliza Raine, a pupil at the Manor School in York, first sets eyes on a new pupil, Anne Lister. Rain is starting to spatter the tall windows now. Giving up on the last tough end of mutton, Eliza hides it in her napkin. Failure to clear the plate earns a mark. Beside her, her friend Frances chews on placidly. Eliza is staring up at the rain lashing the windows when there's a stir at the back of the refectory. A new pupil, it looks like, shedding a huge greatcoat. Not pretty, Eliza decides. Soaked front hair escaping from a crushed bonnet. Half boots, hem rusty with mud. A shrimp of a thing, with neither height nor bosom, but as upright as an officer. Mrs. Tate says fretfully, "We expected you in a hack, Miss Lister." The stranger chuckles. "I only walked from the White Swan, not the whole 20 miles over Barnby Moor, though I dare say I could have managed that at a pinch. My brothers and I think nothing of going 10 miles in 3 hours. The voice is deep and carrying, the accent rather Yorkshire. "The young ladies of the Manor School do not stride around town unaccompanied," says Mrs. Tate, and the newcomer nods as if noting that. "And where's your trunk?" "Oh, they're sending it over on a barrow," Miss Lister says, wiping rain off her spectacles with the dun sleeve of her travelling costume, and she shoves them back onto the bridge of her nose. She scans the gleaming phalanx of maidens in white caps and frocks. Eliza waits for the moment she'll be spotted, the odd one out. Miss Lister's light blue eyes move on to the end of the row of middles and then double back to meet Eliza's, and they narrow as if taking aim. The head has finished her coffee now and is standing to glide down the middle of the refectory. She says, "I bid you welcome, Miss Lister. You have not been at school before, I think?" "Haven't needed to be, madam. Not since I was 10 and I'm 14 now," says Miss Lister. Miss Hargrave, the head, blinks, her head tilted. "You haven't needed to be at school?" "I teach myself, with a little help from the vicar, for 10 hours a day, not counting the flute." This sets off a susurration of whispers among the girls. "You teach yourself what exactly?" asks the head. "Geometry, astronomy, heraldry," Miss Lister throws out. "Various modern languages, Latin." This last one, Latin, raises a gasp. "Your efforts sound creditable," Miss Hargrave concedes, "but there is so much more to the moulding of a young lady than—" "Oh, I know!" Has the new girl just cut the head off? Mid-sentence, Eliza is transfixed. "Really, I'm just here for a quick polish and new connections, of course," the Lister girl says, "so I can move up into the realm I was born to occupy." Titters ripple across the refectory. Miss Lister quivers like a deer, and then she manages a cocky smile as if she's made the joke instead of being the joke. Eyes on the ceiling, Miss Hargrave draws the moral. "Half the miseries of mankind arise from pride." Her sister, Mrs. Tate, spells it out. "Kindly acquire the rudiments of common courtesy, Miss Lister, and learn not to interrupt anyone, but especially not your superiors." The head murmurs, "The savage must be tamed before being polished."